It's time for the crisscross handoff. Chris, you actually made it into a segment.
I did. I did. And then I get in here, and then you're not here.
No, I'm broadcasting from home today.
I know, and it really throws my day, a monkey wrench at my day, because, you know, I like to start my day with a Dan Mandis hug.
Sure. I'm sure not even my wife likes that, Chris, so, you know. Hey, so it's great. When I saw Chris yesterday, man, you were exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
Now, did you finally get some sleep?
I mean, I got like 6 hours last night. I feel a lot better today than I did yesterday. I've just been like a walking zombie.
Yes. Well, you sounded great yesterday, and I'm very heartened to hear that we have postponed our September 30th event, and it is now going to be on October 14th.
Yeah, for Charlie Kirk Day. It's the National Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk. We're really, really excited. I mean, you've probably gotten this too, but I've gotten just so many messages and emails and people reaching out saying that they want to get involved with TPUSA. And so this is like a really cool opportunity where we're going to have a lot of TPUSA representatives, some big dogs including, and TPUSA chapters at an event with us. So that way anybody that wants to get involved, like, this is your opportunity to connect with them face to face.
You know what we also ought to do? I don't know if we're talking about, if anybody's talking about this, but should we have voter registration there too?
I would think so. I would absolutely think so. We got to mobilize. We got to get ready. Midterms are going to be here before we know it. We can't fall asleep at the wheel.
No, absolutely. Well, actually, Chris, we don't need registered to vote, because Gavin Newsom says that there's not going to be an election in 2028.
That's true.
Do you know in your travels, because and I was talking about this earlier, in your travels, have you ever seen why Gavin Newsom says such things? Because I was, when I played the audio, I was trying to figure out, okay, so where exactly does he get that from? Because I don't know his justification for making such a stupid statement.
Well, I just think that they're doing the classic Democrat tactic of playing up fear. It's the easiest way to manipulate the lemmings of the Democrat Party, so they lean in on the fear. And all of them think that Trump is already a dictator and a fascist and Emperor Trump. So he's leaning into that because of the radical left.
Hey, Chris, I want to give you a new word to use. Sheplings. Combination of sheep and lemmings.
I like it.
You like it?
I'm a fan.
I want to try to make it a thing.
We should. You should make T-shirts with it.
Make T-shirts with it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What did you think about Jimmy Kimmel and his return? I kept waiting for an apology that never happened.
No, it wasn't an apology at all. He didn't address Charlie's family. He didn't address the fact that he was wrong and lied and said it was a MAGA guy. He didn't say he was wrong. It was a non-apology. And, you know, I would just say a lot of people didn't see it anyway because Sinclair and Nexstar still aren't airing Jimmy Kimmel. And I would imagine that the executives did watch that episode of Sinclair and of Nexstar, and they're probably thinking the exact same thing that we are, that this is a non-apology apology.
Yeah, it's like what waiting for one, but I didn't see one.
But like occasionally, you know, my boys will get into a bit of a tussle, and I'll be like, "You need to apologize to your brother," and I'll get a SORRY, and it's like that's not an apology. That was the equivalent of what we saw from Jimmy Kimmel last night.
Well, and here's the thing. I don't know if you saw this, but according to the Daily Mail, his staff was going to walk out if he did apologize.
Really?
If he did, yeah, that's what they said. They said that if there was a mutiny, if you will, amongst the staff of Jimmy Kimmel, they said if you apologize, then we're going to walk out, because they were standing by what he said.
But if he doesn't apologize, then they all lose their jobs anyway. And there's like a couple hundred people working for his show.
Yeah, yes, they would be out of a job. But I think that, I think when you get into that kind of a environment, you feel like you're untouchable. You feel like they can't do anything to us because we are such a successful show, which clearly it's not.
Define success.
I know, right? So I thought, for me, when I was watching, and I did play the audio, I think that he's been exposed. His pants have been pulled down, if you will, because a lot of people have been talking about his ratings. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have been talking about the money that he makes and how he's not worth it, and the local stations are frustrated because they can't sell the ad time on the local level. So his worst nightmare, because he is a man of ego, right? Jimmy Kimmel is a man of ego. So his ego has to have taken a hit because all of these negative things have now come out about him. And so he goes out there and it's kind of like he's got his tail between his legs, if you will.
Yep.
My gosh.
So, yeah. By the way, here's that real quick. I wanted to play the audio of Gavin Newsom and see if I can. Yeah, here it is. Here's that Gavin Newsom audio real quick.
I fear that we will not have an election in 2028. I really mean that in the core of my soul, unless we wake up to the code red, what's happening in this country, and we wake up soberly to how serious this moment is.
So, but again, nobody ever has the mindset to ask him, what do you mean?
Well, I think he's just broken up. Everybody keeps sending him Trump 2028 hats.
You know what? I love that. I actually do love that. Did you see what happened yesterday? We spoke about this a little bit ago. Tennessee State University.
Yes, and I'm trying to get Cam Higbee on the show today. It's kind of going to be a game time decision, but I'm aware of Cam. So he stepped up and started doing this in the immediate aftermath of the Charlie Kirk assassination. He just picked up the mantle and started showing up to college campuses. And Tennessee State University, I mean, he was there for all of what, 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, and a riot breaks out.
Did you see the part where the woman held her shirt
You're
up?
really focused on this, Dan.
Well, it's kind of gross. And can I just tell you, for a man to say that, I mean, that's really saying something.
Yeah.
He didn't like her tomatoes.
Oh, yuck.
So, yeah, I mean,
Murphy beat me to it. He has Cam on at 4 p.m. Son of a gun.
See, that here. Okay, so can I tell you what's funny behind the scenes? So I'm texting with Murphy show, and he said he's got Cam on. He didn't say what time, and then you say that you're trying to get him on, and I'm sort of like, okay, what do I do here? Who's going to tell Chris that Murphy already has him on at 4?
Okay, Murph. I'm tired of Murph getting the scoop on me.
You know what? He's a scrappy little broadcaster,
There's
isn't
nothing
he?
to say that you can't get him on before Murph.
Oh, that's good. That's a good call.
No.
That's a good call. I'm gonna press even harder, Joan.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that
That
angle.
breaks talk show bro code, and you know it.
I'm upset.
There's a bro code?
Yeah.
You know what's so funny?
You don't know about it because you're not one of the
'Cause I'm not
bros.
a bro. I got you.
I actually thought there was a bro code where it's like, okay, so if somebody, this is behind the scenes, but if somebody has someone scheduled, but your show is coming up first, you don't go and schedule that person to scoop the other person because they already scheduled that first.
No, I wouldn't do that to Murphy. I'm obviously kidding. But darn, Murphy.
Do you know what I played the video. They did show up in MAGA hats. And so I think that I'm not saying this, but some will say, well, you showed up in MAGA hats. What did you think would happen? I would say, as a taxpayer-funded university, that the college students should behave like adults.
You'd also think at an HBCU where Donald Trump ponied up all that funding so that way they didn't have to come back and beg for it, that they would actually be a little bit more open to that.
That's what I said. Well, okay. Yeah. But these are the same morons that were holding up BLM signs.
Yeah.
And they have, like I said during the segment. All right, so name me one person or one life that was saved by Black Lives Matter.
Yep. Tell
me where all of those millions and millions and millions of dollars went that were donated to Black Lives Matter. Did they save any lives?
Show me the playgrounds that they built in the inner cities or the rec centers or the schools for the kids, so that way they can really improve those Black lives.
Well, the leaders of Black Lives Matter, their lives were improved because they bought large mansions.
Yep.
Remember that whole thing?
Oh yeah. We remember.
Yeah, so I saw that, and it was just, I would think that here in Tennessee, we should know better. We know how to behave in Tennessee, but apparently only some of us know how to behave in the state of Tennessee. Give me your over under. Give me your thoughts on Donald Trump at his speech to the UN?
Oh, I thought it was fantastic, and I thought there was definitely some stuff that was sketchy. I'm going to talk about that on the show today with the escalator going off. That's a security issue first and foremost. Having
Brian, I had Brian on. Brian says that it is sketchy. It's very sus, and he thinks that. And Joan and Brian both said that they were talking about doing just this at another event.
They were talking about it in a newspaper. And then on top of that, the teleprompter goes out, and then his mic was at lower levels than all of the other speakers. But it's like, joke's on you, because Donald Trump, he's just going to talk now for about an hour and a half on whatever's on top of his mind, and you're going to have to sit through it.
I love that.
And he went scorched earth. I mean, I'm a huge fan of what happened at the UN yesterday.
Oh, I loved it too. I loved it. And the other thing that I would say is that, to me, people were talking about how Trump went scorched earth. I just thought it was Donald Trump.
But
you know what I mean? Like this is just Trump doing Trump.
But it's also about the audience. I mean, listen to what he said. He called for protections for Christians, called us the most persecuted religion, which is true. Yep. He called out the UN for funding mass migration into the U.S. and Western countries. He said Europe has to stop adopting Sharia law. He criticized globalism. He slammed the UN for climate alarmism. He scorched countries for funding Russia's war, which is just a great talking point. Yep. He urged countries to stop falling for the green scam. He said the UN doesn't back up its word with any meaningful action. He talked about American exceptionalism. He demanded an end to biological weapons, which is an understated talking point. I haven't seen it really anywhere in the mainstream media. Mm-hmm. But as we all know, bioweapons and bioterrorism is a real concern. He demanded an end to that, and then he concluded by urging UN members to protect their national identities by clamping down on mass migration.
Mass migration thing I thought was huge.
Yep. Well, I mean, we're seeing that all over the West, and the West is being destroyed by it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you look at what's going on in Europe, and I mean, we could go down the road of
Londonistan.
What's that?
Londonistan?
Yes, Londonistan, where they refuse to assimilate. It suppresses the jobs. I mean, it's a whole thing.
And then you got migrant rape gangs running around, and 14-year-old girls have to arm themselves with hatchets and knives. So, what's the harm in mass migration?
But everything's going great, right?
Yep.
And then the police interfere over their social media posts, showing each other how to defend themselves against these men.
Yeah, you post on Facebook, gee, I'm not sure I'm a fan of this. Oi, you got a license for posting like that?
Throw you in jail for like 6 months.
Yeah. You actually go to jail longer for the Facebook post than you do for the rape.
I mean,
that's not a joke. That's actually
that's what I'm saying. People
actually
think you're
true.
joking.
No, I'm not. That's just that's the reality of what happens.
Okay, so Kamala Harris has been making the news, and I have not heard this, but apparently this is a word salad. Kamala Harris on The View, which I don't know if you heard any of it, Chris, but she was as train wrecky as always. And this is Kamala Harris, and let's see what she said.
And I do believe that moving forward, we're going to remember that the power ultimately is with the people, and we have to remind folks that they cannot let their light and their spirit be diminished by who happens to be in the Oval Office at this moment. And that's part of what I hope to achieve with the book, is to remind us, people by the tens of thousands, for those of you who were there, came to those events with such enthusiasm and optimism and, dare I say, joy.
Does she know that she lost the election?
Yeah, they came to the events, and then after Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion were done performing, the joy left the building, and so did they.
And they didn't go to the voting booth.
Yeah, and the power of the people, 77 million people showed their power in the 2024 election, and you're talking about tens of thousands that showed up to an event. That's cute.
The Republican candidate won the popular vote in every swing state, but the power of the people.
But they had joy at those events.
Yeah. About the possibilities for our country. And that light is inside people.
Oh.
It's there, and it cannot be diminished or extinguished by an election or an individual. And we have to remember that. That light is inside us. And it's inside each of us, and we have to see it in each other and let that guide us through this very dark time.
Is it a dark time?
I mean, I think you can make the argument it's a dark time, but then you could point to who's causing that dark time, and it's members of the left shooting our friends for, just exercising their right to free speech on college campuses.
she talks about a dark time. I remember when the Biden administration, including her, was in office, and those times also incredibly dark because of their policies. Chris Hand, I know you've got a big broadcast schedule today. What's going on?
Well, I'm just fighting with people on the text line, actually. I'm not focused on the show.
I saw that 2805. He accused you of being a Canadian.
He said, you guys never report on factual things. The FBI said the shooter has no ties to any left-wing groups. The grandmother even came out and said they're all Republican. They don't even know a single Democrat, but you guys will never mention that because you're a propaganda machine. So I replied, you're an idiot. Love you, though. Thanks for listening.
Hey, 2805, do you have that daily Trump lie that you were telling me about, like days ago now?
We're waiting.
I'm waiting.
We're turning into those skeletons in the rocking chair, just waiting.
Tell me the lie. Tell me the lie. Because 2805, he lies daily. Okay, 2805, tell me.
Then he told me. Then he told me go back to Canada, and then he said comma, and then the letter A, and so I just wrote back it's EH.
Want some maple syrup with that bacon, eh?
I love that. All right, big show with Chris Hand. Don't forget, October 14th. Details, I'm assuming, are at the website?
Yep, 997WTN.com. It's going to be huge. We want to see you there.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, folks.